like, I would get clothes from the store, like, in high school, because my parents were strict still about that in high school, and I'd put them behind, like, the bush.
Oh, it's too funny.
You on my way to school, I would just grab it from behind.
Where did you change at?
In the bathroom at school.
At school?
Yeah.
And then
I would
you had,
even
like
just baggier clothes, and then I'd change it at school.
And then did you ever forget to change back?
No.
Was there ever a time that you didn't?
Because I would get home, like, high school, you get out at like 2.
2,
yeah. My parents wouldn't get home till like 5, so I would play.
So you
Wait, did they ever find out that you did that?
Now they do.
They know now. Gotcha.
What's up, everybody? It's Brooke Jones, aka the Millennial Agent.
Hey guys, it's your girl Tyra Nicole.
Hey, everybody. I am Nicole Pay,
And you are watching the RPR podcast. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Realest People in Real Estate podcast, where we talk about the real shit and not about real estate. I'm one of your hosts, Brooke Jones, aka the Millennial Agent.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Tyra Nicole.
Hey, everybody. I am Nicole Pay, and today we have Executive Loan Officer with Nextdoor Lending, Avery Santiago. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Go ahead and get started. So we usually start with hot topics. And I feel like every week we talk about Diddy, but it's kind of hard not to, because he's just...
I
like a update.
cut back on the Diddy stuff, because I literally had a dream about him.
You had a dream about him?
Whenever I have dreams about stuff, it lets me know that I need to, like, relax.
Okay, like, what kind of dream was it, though?
It was weird, and I woke up scared.
A dream or a nightmare?
That's a nightmare.
But, like, all of his kids were there, and it was like I knew his kids and everything.
Oh, God.
It's time to stop.
That's because you're reading.
Tyra's our regular person.
I was like,
You're reading before you fall asleep.
But no, so the indictment came out, and what were there, like 3,000?
It was like 3, over 3,000 people that came forward, and they accepted like 120 cases, and those 120 cases were like concrete evidence, like for sure. And it was split 60 females and 60 males.
Wow.
That's amazing. In the like what is that called? What did you send us? What is that called?
Oh, the press conference.
Oh, in the press conference, the guy, like, the prosecutor went up there and said, like, the names are going to be released. If you think they're going to be released today, they're not, but they are going to be released. And when they are, you're going to be very shocked who's on that list. Wow. From, like, banks to record labels to celebrities to venues to...
We thought that the Epstein Island list is going to be released too, and it never was it?
I don't know if it was, like, ever officially released. But is this different, though? Because it's an actual, like, federal... Well, that was a federal case, too, wasn't it? I don't know.
I think what happens is people start to get paid off.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
read somewhere that he's like not eating his food in jail.
Oh, yeah. He's on suicide
that's
watch.
like
he's on suicide watch.
For people to feel sorry for him.
Right.
Type of thing.
I think he's just used to like...
I mean, would he get like special treatment in there though? Like, does that? You don't think so? Like, you don't think he'd be in confinement?
I think he was in solitary confinement.
Yeah, there's been other celebrities that place to be held, and they don't get any type. If anything, they get more isolation because they're high.
Yeah, but you know what they say about people in prison? They don't like people who do that kind of stuff to kids and women. So.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Extra protection.
If he's isolated, then nothing can happen to him.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they would. Like, are they gonna? Who's gonna? I mean, he could pay for it, I guess. To be, I don't know. It's
I think he's broke, probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
I put up bail, but it got denied.
It got denied.
That's
twice. How you know. I think that's how you know that this is like very serious for him to put up. It was like, what was it, like
70
million
million or something?
Or what? That's how much it was. I thought it was like 50. No,
they put up
that much?
A lot of money to try to get him,
and for it to be denied, it's
and he was like, "I promise I won't have any girls over." And we're
like,
"But what about the guys?"
What about probably mostly guys?
The men.
What about the men?
Yeah,
but I saw the book. Did you guys?
Did you read it?
I ordered it, but it hasn't came yet.
But
no, I can't listen to people read it online. Like, I listened to the audio.
I don't know. I still am skeptical about
Yeah.
that. You'll have to read it because
Yeah,
I know
I
you said
believe
you
it.
wanted to come
I
back.
believe all the victims.
believe it.
I believe all 3,000.
There is
Not just the
no
120,
doubt.
yeah.
Like,
He did
because
it.
in the video that Tyra sent into our group chat, like, we're talking as young as 9 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
this is not, like, that's
disgusting.
just, yeah. And they kind of, what did you say? They insinuated that was actually
That was a boy. Yeah, it was
That
boys.
was-
It was boys and girls, like half and half. And
So
in
I-
her book, like she said, like he
She talks
likes
about it?
men.
Yeah.
He really likes men, but you know the women are kind of just.
He
like,
likes
thrown in
power.
there.
He just likes
that
power
power?
over other humans.
I told Will today, though, when we were talking about it, like, I feel like Diddy pissed somebody off. Speaking of Will, he just texted me. I feel like he pissed somebody off. Like, something happened because there's also another video that came out that he says that he's like an FBI informant.
Yeah. Well, it's said that he's been put in that place to do everything that he did. Like it was like an assignment, basically.
Oh my
that
gosh.
the industry put him in.
This is going to be
So,
a long trial. So anything
Yeah.
else, like, in the news? So we had the hurricane, thoughts and prayers to
yeah,
everyone
the
that was
hurricane.
affected. I know that
So-
Michiganders, we have a lot of people, I mean, snowbirds in Florida. I know we have family. We actually have family in North Carolina that just
from-
missed. Oh, you are? We'll get into that. We're going to get into that too. But yeah, thoughts and prayers to everyone
have
who
family
is
there?
affected.
Oh.
Were they
right.
affected by anything or?
No, not at this time. But my family on my dad's side were no strangers to any type of natural disaster. My dad's from Puerto Rico, and he got stuck in like Irma and things like that. So it's really devastating. I can't even believe. Like, you never think Florida, and then it happens, and it's like, what is
The
going
crazy
on?
part about it, though, is Florida didn't even get hit the worst. North
Yeah.
Carolina did. Like, with the mudslides and everything like that. Like, North Carolina, like, they're still trying to dig out people. I mean, Florida got hit. Let's not downplay that. Like, Florida got... But North Carolina, like,
Yeah.
it is devastating what
Well,
happened there.
I seen a post on Facebook today, and it was like some lady. She was in Asheville. She lived in Asheville, and she was talking about like her drive to work. Took her 2 hours, and normally it would take her like 45 minutes. And she was saying that when she was driving, obviously she had to like dodge different like everything that fell down, but she would see like floating bodies and like dead animals. And she called the cops, and the cops were like, I'm sorry, but we have so many other bodies that were
Well, they're still trying to
clean
find,
up."
like, they're even trying to find survivors. Like, I think 163 people have been found so far alive.
But that was like Hurricane Katrina. Is it kind of like similar to when that happened?
Well, I think North Carolina got hit with I think the mudslides are what really affected North Carolina. Was there was just so much impact in the mountains that people were actually stranded from mudslides on the mountains and couldn't get
Yeah.
out. So we'll I mean, it's horrible, but our thoughts and prayers are with them. So speaking of North Carolina, let's get into it. So are you from North Carolina?
I was born there.
You were born there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
And
I
you
was
and you
born
still have
there.
family there?
Yeah. Oh, actually, the only family I really have in Michigan are my two parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So when did you come here? At what age?
So I was really young, probably like, it was really young. My dad, when I was born, he is an engineer. So Motor City here,
Yeah.
the big three. He worked for GM. So my mom had me down there, but then he wanted to move her up here for opportunity, and yeah, we trekked up here. I consider myself a Michigan girl, though, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I sound like I'm from Michigan too. I don't sound like
So
I'm
you never went back there or anything? You were born there and then was
yeah,
here,
well, I go back because I have family there. I go back very often, and
but not to live.
no, I've never lived there actually.
Okay.
I would stay summers there with my grandma, and when I was younger and stuff. But
So
I've
when
never
did your
lived
dad
there.
come over from Puerto Rico then? Like,
He
did he grow
landed
up?
in the U.S. at 18 or 19.
Okay.
Very young, yeah, for college. So he was there was a program that, I don't know if you guys know the Schreiber family related to the Kennedys. They had a program for people in the islands, I guess, that
Okay.
would give them scholarships. And my dad was
Are you
like,
talking about Maria Shriver?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I've
my
heard
dad's
about-
like really close friends with the Shrivers
I've,
actually.
I've actually
really?
heard of that program because isn't that where
Yeah.
her family's from, or
I'm not
she's
sure.
from islands or somewhere?
Maybe, yeah.
I
There
think
was like
so.
a bill passed to help give grants and things like that. So he got a bunch of A's and was able to get a scholarship.
That's awesome.
And then he moved to the States. Yeah.
So what is that exactly? Like Schreiber? Who's
It's
that
Maria
family?
Shriver. It's that's her last
Yeah,
name.
they're like closely
She's
related.
married to Arnold Schwarzenegger, or what? I don't know, they're divorced now. She was the one married to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, they do
Okay.
like the Best Buddies Ball, which is like special needs
Okay.
awareness, and there's like usually a lot of celebrities there. It's kind of like a small niche of people that, you know.
I think she's like first cousin with the Kennedys too.
So is it like a foundation?
I
Where?
believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Then he went to college in Connecticut at UConn.
Oh. And then did he meet your mom here, or is she?
No, actually, my dad. It's funny because I'm saying it on camera too. He's gonna laugh, but no, he flunked out of UConn. He partied too hard. He literally just partied, went crazy, and he flunked out. And then he went to A&T, which is an HBCU in North Carolina, and that's where he met my mom. And they've been married over 30 years.
No way.
Okay.
Together, yeah.
How awesome.
Yeah.
That's a pretty awesome story.
So you grew up
Long way.
here. You grew up here in Michigan. Where in Michigan do you grow up?
Yes. So I grew up on the east side. Don't come for me, okay?
East side of Detroit or like east?
Sterling Heights.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I thought you were the east side of Detroit. I was like, didn't Chris grow up on the east side? Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, fun fact,
So-
just had an open house in Sterling Heights, and my open house signs got stolen.
Got stolen. Are you
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
saw something like that.
Wasn't it the HOA lady? Didn't
Yes.
she? She's gonna watch us. We're talking about you. You stole the signs.
Wow.
And then denied it when you were
Yeah.
confronted.
Yeah, the president of the HOA. She took them because you're not supposed to have signs. Some condos are like really weird about that. But she could have told me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
exactly.
because you lied to your face about it.
She's giving us a bad name.
Did you give them back? Or?
The next day, I had to drive 40 minutes.
You gotta watch the video. It's
Yeah, I gotta
actually
see like the
entertaining.
video. I saw
The
like I
neighbor-
think like a part two.
The neighbor snitched on the.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, sorry, that's a whole other story. I think that's the
Actually
best
pretty
story
funny.
ever. Like,
So
who
how did
does
you like
that?
Sterling
So
Heights?
interesting. So back to Sterling Heights.
That's what you call it, the Heights. Oh,
to try to be cooler. Yeah.
So like you went to high school out there and everything.
Yeah, I
and
went to Stevenson, Adley
Okay.
Stevenson. I know there's a couple of Stevenson
Yeah.
somewhere, but yeah, I went to Oak Brook Elementary, Heritage, and Stevenson, and they're all on the same street. So I had a very small world until I went to college.
that's crazy because it's like I think Livonia has a Stevenson.
Yeah,
They
Livonia,
do.
Stevenson,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not that one. Yeah, I went. Yeah.
So all your schools were on the same street.
Literally, you could walk from the elementary school to the high school. It was very close.
Were they
kinda good, though.
I know it's kind of cool, but were they big schools or?
Yeah, my high school, we had about 3,200 people at my high school.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Our graduating classes, we had it at the Palace where for our graduation. It was a lot of people.
Really?
They actually had to build
My
an
graduating
addition.
class had 160. I think it was like 168 in my graduating class.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
The Palace, that's awesome.
It was
Like,
big, yeah. It was
we're
fun.
actually going to adjust your mic a little bit because we wanted to see your beautiful face in the camera. No.
They were like pointing at me, like, move the camera. I'm like, how do I just move the camera to directly in front of me?
No.
Okay, anyways.
I'm sorry, guys.
So where did you go to college then?
Wayne State, actually.
you did? Me too.
Yes, right downtown. I pretty much stayed at all the dorms, Atchison, Ghaffari. Yeah, I loved it there. I love the city. That's where I fell in love with the city,
Yeah.
to be honest. And it was before it really took off. It was kind of vacant. Like, the city
Yeah.
was, like, not a great time.
Right.
But I loved the people and just probably being away from home, too.
Yeah.
So what did you go for actually when you went to college?
Okay, so I switched it a lot. I started in psychology. So I wanted to go be a therapist and kind of learn that. I was really interested in like human development and psychology and things like that. And then I switched it to broadcast journalism. And then I switched it to business administration.
That's what mine said.
See, you're
Yeah,
being like
everybody
a
ends up with
journalist.
that business degree.
I loved
Yeah.
public speaking. I'm not really like shy in front of groups of people, so I was like, oh, maybe I'd, dabble in that. And somebody actually like discouraged me from it. I made the dean's list and I got like an interview done by somebody in journalism, and he was like, don't do it. It's like super competitive, and it's super just the money's not there, and this. I mean, he
and
like
go figure you're in real estate.
And super competitive.
Exactly. I was like, wow, and it did kill my dream. Like I'm like a 19-year-old. Yeah, I was literally like not even probably 20 yet, and he literally killed it.
Was it like a teacher or like counselor? Or?
He was a journalist.
Yeah, he was just.
So you like almost graduated with your degree?
No, it was probably like 2 years in, and he interviewed me for the little newspaper or whatever. Yeah, he probably had like the little job.
Like, nope, she ain't taking my job.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's exactly what that was.
I was just like, oh wow, and I went to my counselor not too far after, and I was like, I want to change my major.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you regret it?
Honestly, no.
No.
I think
that's good.
I think that some of the skills that I learned in some of those classes still I can utilize today, and I think like I just don't have any regrets really. I think there's a reason for everything.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I do, the only thing I would say, I guess, I just wish I didn't listen to like let other people manipulate my mind that easily when I was so young. Like,
do you still have like a desire to kind of like do that?
Yeah, I do. I kind of get that out on my own little podcast that I created. It's very baby, it's very new, but still I love it. Like I love talking to people and just being on camera, I guess. Yeah.
And I mean, it's great to have those skills, even though you're in mortgage. Like it still helps you with building your brand.
Absolutely. Like majority of my job is building a brand and putting yourself out there. Honestly, so I would say it helped a lot. In a lot of ways.
So what did you do after college? Like where did you was there?
So I actually after I had gone and worked just like retail stuff. I've always kind of had a job since I was 15. And I like diagnosed myself a workaholic because like when I think about it, I'm just like, I've never not really worked. And I started like at like Hollister and Aeropostale, and I moved up to Guess and then Saks Fifth Avenue. I kind of like, as I
the
aged,
Guess store. Like that was like the best store
I was in there selling the jeans, like, come on, let's get. And then I kind of pivoted from Saks Fifth Avenue to cars, like dealership.
Okay.
And from there, I just kind of
did a lot of sales.
Went into insurance.
So it was
and
like
then
natural for you.
Loan officer. Yeah.
So you went from do you know how many people we've actually talked to who started out in car sales?
Yeah.
If you go back and think about like all of our podcasts, like
that's true.
And then I'm trying to think. There was another gentleman, and I'm totally drawing a blank right now.
Oh, it was one of the three of the. They were mortgage team too.
And it's unbelievable how many people have started in car sales.
So what?
That's crazy.
What car? Was it like
Dealership?
Chevy? Yeah, what
It
dealership?
was a Ford. So
Ford.
it was all Ford. Actually, Suburban Ford. Shout out to Suburban Ford. Sterling Heights. But it was like lead generation stuff, and
What did they have you doing?
kind of like bringing in leads for the salespeople.
Like cold calling or?
Sometimes, yeah.
So it
Cold
really
calling.
molded you for like what your career ended up being.
Actually, now that I didn't really think about it like that, because sometimes I look at it as just it was just a job, but like it did teach me a lot actually.
Yeah.
A lot of rejection.
Go ahead.
I would say, so let's talk about your childhood a little bit more, because I feel like we kind of skimmed over it. We went childhood right to college. So do you have any siblings?
I do. I have 3 sisters.
Oh, man.
2 younger sisters. They live in LA right now. They're big into like film and fashion, so they're out there in LA. And then my other sister she's my half sister. I didn't grow up with her, but she is an awesome person. Has 2 kids and a stay-at-home wife right now, military wife. So
Travels a lot.
she travels a lot. Yeah, she's been in. Pretty sure like Japan to Texas. She's always somewhere new. Every time I talk to her.
So all girls.
Yeah.
So how was that? Like
How was
from
that?
The players curse.
I have 2, and I'm like,
Yeah. So honestly, it was great.
That's the first time I heard
I was
that.
gonna say, I think that might be like the first time we've heard that.
Not for my dad, probably, but It was fun.
So you were the oldest?
Yes,
out
of my three.
Of the three.
Yeah, I'm the eldest,
Yeah.
eldest. Yeah.
Now, are the two in LA? Are they actually like living together or like
Yeah.
with each other? No way. So
That's
they,
cool.
did they just decide one day like, hey, we're out? Like,
Yeah, honestly.
hey, we're out.
Yeah, because
We
that's
gotta
like
go.
a big jump.
That's a
what
big
made
move
them
from
just
Michigan to LA.
Yeah, I mean that's
Sorry,
where my sister's really big into film writing. Taina Santiago, look up, she's awesome.
Okay.
She's a really like phenomenal writer. Like it could bring you to tears if you really read through her stuff. And she likes to write screenplays and things like that. So you got to be out where the opportunity is for those. So Hollywood's out there. And same with my sister. She's a creative, like in fashion, so she really likes to like dress really out there. And here, if she were to dress that way, she gets looks and things like that. So out there, she just fits right in. I think it naturally worked for them to go there.
So do you go there often?
I do.
Yeah.
I love
I was
Cali.
gonna say, I haven't been there. It's definitely one of the states that I need to get to. I haven't been there. But what part? Oh, so you said they're in LA.
Yeah, at Los Angeles. So, but I've been to Santa Barbara. There's a lot of other nice places. I know people think California, they think LA, and they're like, oh my god, that's like the worst place. But it's a huge state. Like it's a massive state, and there's a lot of nice places actually.
Have you ever thought about going there? Or?
Not living personally. I just think I could get the same cost of living elsewhere. Yeah, it's a sunshine state. You pay for the weather, but
yeah, for the cost of living.
good. Yeah, and the laws are kind of weird there.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, like the taxes and the
I didn't know
I don't
that.
know. Just everything's just.
I'm so back in.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Like, I say literally every single time winter comes, I look at Will and I'm like, I'm done. I want to move out of Michigan. And then winter comes, and then we get into spring, and I'm like, oh God, I love it here.
Yeah, and fall.
Like fall and football and bonfires. So it's weird because we've had a lot of friends move down to Florida. My brother-in-law's in Georgia, and everyone's like, come down here, come down this way. And I'm like, I don't know if I could give up Michigan. Like,
Yeah. Now Arizona, I would live
Arizona's
in
gorgeous.
Arizona.
I
I thought
It's hot
about
in
it.
Arizona.
and dry.
Yeah, it's dry heat,
very dry
but
heat,
it's
yeah.
so beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I need
there.
to go there.
Yeah.
I've
You
never
need
been
to.
there.
Like hiking in Arizona, I have hiked some beautiful
Sedona?
places. Yes.
Oh my god.
Beautiful. Like the pictures don't even do the justice of how gorgeous
They
Arizona
don't.
is.
It's like you're seeing God.
like literally
That's all I
it's,
can
it's
describe it as.
it is because like when you're up on the top of the mountain, even Seattle, like Seattle weather is awful. But I had a friend move to Seattle and she sends pictures all the time, and I'm like, God, like to be on top of that mountain and see. But the mountains in Arizona, I don't think you could even compare.
I don't think so. I go
I
there
don't
on
even
solo
know.
trips. Like I will just go out there just to be out there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can say Arizona would be probably one place that I'd go, but
I definitely want to go there.
it's just it would be so hard for me to give up. I mean, our seasons are always interchanging, and everyone's like, "Oh, we live in Michigan. It's 30 degrees one day and 70 tomorrow." So, but I don't know if I could ever give up the 4 seasons, though,
Yeah.
or 6 or 7, however many we have.
I definitely consider it home, like for sure. Like maybe I would move to Arizona and still miss Michigan. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never lived out of the states.
I'm just gonna buy a bunch of houses in all these states and just
just nomad.
just decide one day, like, come on, kids, we're going to Arizona for the weekend.
yeah.
goals.
So,
It is, right? It
Yeah.
is.
so what was your childhood like coming up?
Ooh. It was actually really good. I grew up in a really loving household. You know, my parents, 2-parent household. I got to see what, marriage looks like and sibling, and, we just a lot of laughing and playing and childhood. Of course, everyone has their bad memories of childhood, I guess. Maybe you got in trouble. I
give
was
us
a rebel
like
kid.
one bad
You were the
memory.
rebel kid?
I was the rebel
Yeah,
kid. I
like-
was always grounded.
You gotta tell us a story. Yeah.
Yeah,
Give us,
we
like,
got it.
one
Now
story.
you just open the floodgates now,
Gosh, I
Avery.
know.
We
I'm
need
like, I
something.
can't just give you guys all the
Yeah.
fun unicorn stuff. Like, I gotta give you
Yeah,
something.
We need something. So, because I would never have pictured you as a rebel child. So,
Oh my gosh. Well, good.
we definitely need a good one.
I mean, my parents were, so my dad's like a very traditional Puerto Rican father. Like, and if I don't know if you have an experience with that culture, but it's very strict, especially
Yes.
with daughters. So it was just a very strict household, and my mom kind of, they were a team. They didn't like separate on that path. I'm grateful for it today, but then I hated it. I was like, I want to go here. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to go to this party and that party, and like. Sometimes I would sneak out and go with my friends, and then, parents know everything. They catch you, even if you don't
I think
think.
we had that discussion a lot, like in one of our last podcasts. Like you.
So tell us like one story that you can think of.
What's the party
gosh.
story?
Yeah,
Do you
like what
sneak
is
out?
like if there's one story that you're just like, this story will not leave my head.
All right. So yeah, one time I had snuck out to go with, I think it was either Rachel or Maria. I can't remember. I just wanted to go hang out at their house. Like, it wasn't even a party really. And I guess my mom had found out, and she called the police, like looking for me. I got a really bad scolding from the cops that day. And like, they were like, go home, you need to be home.
Which is funny because it makes me wonder if that would even happen nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
because there was, I'm not gonna lie.
They would be like, go
my
find
mom
your own
called the
child.
cops on me one time.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
honestly.
So the cops showed up.
Yeah,
Without your mom?
no. So they were at the house. I had ended up, I think, my friend's mom had ended up getting in contact with my mom. It was like this big ordeal, and oh my god, I was basically like in prison for the
So
next
you were
month.
just at your friend's house though?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was just at my friend's house, but I just didn't want to stay home.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking really, but yeah, sometimes, I think if a parent's too strict, it can be like a kid's gonna rebel. Like,
It's
you're
such
almost
a double-edged
creating
sword,
that.
though.
Yeah.
we talked about
We've
that
talked
too.
about this
Yeah.
because I grew up in an
Yeah.
Italian household, and
So you already know.
I had a 9:00
Yeah.
curfew as a senior.
What?
Yeah, and then I had a midnight curfew. And I was 18 when I was a senior, and I had a midnight curfew. I finally got to midnight, like on the weekends, because my parents were like, nothing good happens after midnight. So
My parents said the same thing. Like, who came up with that?
yeah,
Like,
and then my dad's other
12:01 is
my dad's,
just
yeah, his
all
other
over
thing was
sleep.
kids who stay in sports stay out of courts, which I don't even know if that's even. But
They're
that's
like, let's
that's
rhyme
funny.
as many things.
right, as many things we can. But
long as
that's
it
what, so I, and it is such a double edged sword because now I have 4 kids, and my oldest he'll be 19 next month, and I'm like,
Yeah.
now I like it's the same thing like you said. Like as a child, I moved out. I am like. 6 months
19?
after 6 months after I
moved out at
graduated.
19 too.
I moved out at
was like,
19
yeah.
too.
Like I'm
an
like
adult.
peace. I'm out. Like I couldn't do it, but I'm not gonna say I didn't. I can't say that I didn't go back home either because
too.
I went back
Yeah.
home
I went back-
several
yes,
several times. I was
Adulthood
just
smacked
so
me right in the head. Like, girl,
Yeah.
go back home.
and I mean, and my parents opened the door every single time I came. But I think you're right. Like it is such a hard thing. But as an adult, you're like, because now like I'm looking back at my kids, and I do have 2 daughters, and my oldest son is like I said, will be 19, and I thank God for GPS location. He know I like you can watch this because I check your location, but he knows I do because I'm like, why were you in XYZ?
You're gonna run
It's
into that
good.
child though
Yeah.
that
gonna be
turns off
Avery
her
or Liam?
location. Because I have one child
I don't know,
that
that might be Zoe,
keeps her
too.
location on, and that other one just continues to turn her location off, and I have to keep telling her to turn it back on. Like,
See,
But you guys are good parents though, because like I said, as an adult and like speaking to my teenage self, I would tell her like, hey, like sit your ass back home, like just chill.
yeah.
Because all the kids, not all, I won't generalize, but a lot of kids that just have free reign, they in adulthood they don't succeed either.
Yeah. I
agree
They
with
fall
that.
on
I
their
could see
they
that,
fall on
yeah.
their butt
Fully
more.
agree with that.
Yeah, they fall a lot more.
Fully
or
agree with
harder.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
no matter how much we want to admit it, like kids need structure. Like there's no doubt about whether we want
Absolutely.
it to admit it or not, and
Yeah.
whether our kids like us for it or not. Like they do need some sort of structure, and I agree with you. Like
Yeah.
if they don't have that structure in adulthood, it's not gonna.
It's not fun. Yeah.
It's
So
not.
I'm grateful every day. I'm like, we laugh about it now. And
Now
they're
you
gonna
can laugh
laugh with
about
you
it.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was moving out at 19 years old?
It was a challenge at first. I was liberating though. I remember feeling excited and just like,
well, you were
I'm
in college then,
out.
right? Too. So is that
Yeah, so I had left college for a period of time to work.
okay?
Because I didn't. what is it called? My parents made too much money to get more financing, and the next semester would have just basically fell on me. I ran out of scholarships, so yeah, I worked and I felt really free and empowered, and I was waitressing and just doing all these random jobs. And
Were you living out here, or where were you living?
I was honestly in Sterling Heights still.
Oh, still in Sterling.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just had some little like. Oh my God, I worked at like Bucati Beppo. I worked at like Cheeseburger in Paradise, just like making cash and just saving up as much as I could. And then I got like a roommate, and
How did that go?
I was gonna say the way she even said it, and then I got a roommate.
First
I already
and
can
last
tell where
roommate
this is
I
going.
had.
Now we need
Did
a
you know the
roommate
person?
story.
No,
Ooh.
I had found them actually, just kind of trying to get somebody in to like make it easier on me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even really her; it was her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. That does
like-
cause problems.
So what happened?
I don't know. They started just like using my things and like leaving trash everywhere and just like it creates like a resentment. And I just was like, I had it at some point and just decided, I actually left myself and just like let them have the place, found a new apartment and dipped.
Girl, we used to have my rooms and I when our boyfriends came because we dealt with that. We were so petty. We had shelves in the refrigerator with our names on it. Like that's how petty Betty we got because when the boyfriend started coming over, it started to get
I'm like,
sticky.
where is all my food?
So we
It's always the boyfriend.
We
Always.
literally had shelves with our names on it in the refrigerator and in the pantry. Because I'll be damned if you take my brownies. We're gonna have a problem with that. Like, because if I want a brownie, I want that brownie now.
What kind of brownies were
Don't worry
they?
about that. But
Exactly.
but it's like it can be so. But the fact that you had a roommate that you didn't even know, like even that in itself is that's a huge step.
It was a learning lesson for sure. And like I said, at first it was fine until the boyfriend came around.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
Do you know where she is? Like,
happens
do you
often.
have any contact or have you?
I have no. She was a stranger to me then, and she's
never
a stranger
Facebook
to me now.
stalked her. Come on.
No, I didn't.
You haven't looked her up?
Never.
So how did you get rid of them?
Yeah.
She moved.
She moved.
Oh, she moved?
Yeah,
Okay.
She moved.
Oh, yeah, you said
Was the apartment in your name though?
No.
okay.
We had. It was a weird situation. Was that one? I can't really remember. I actually had lived next to my friend in that apartment complex too. But no, I ended up, I can't remember exactly how it went down, but I left the whole thing. I had my dad come get all my stuff, and I was just like, wash your hands.
I did a similar situation like that, so I get it.
Yeah.
You went through like you just picked up and left your apartment?
And it was my brothers. My brothers just came, helped me get everything, and I just left. But it was a boyfriend.
It was,
It was a boyfriend, and I just left a little note, like, I'm out.
Peace out.
Don't forget, I can't do this anymore.
can't take it.
Oh my
just
gosh,
came home
that's
one day and
so
everything
I wish
was
Rob was
gone.
with you right now. I'd be interested to hear that.
too much.
I heard horror stories about roommates. Like I had two friends. They were friends and they became roommates and they don't even talk anymore because of that situation. It's like you're using the other person's stuff, like you're crossing boundaries, and then it starts like just tension, and maybe somebody doesn't speak up, and then it just like all comes out.
Living
totally
together
different,
is different.
When
like,
you start living with someone,
with either a man, like a friend,
no matter who it is,
it's gonna change the dynamic of the relationship every time.
They say you don't really know a person until you live with them.
So true.
That is very,
I'm just
very
gonna forever like have my own house. Just like my own.
It's so
space.
much better.
Yeah, honestly. Like I can't. I'm so nervous to like move in with somebody again. Even in a relationship, I'm just like, I'm gonna go home now.
Peace out.
That is very true. Because even like when I moved back in with my parents, like you even that situation
even
where
that,
like you've been
That's
so
tough.
used to being on your own, and now I'm like back with my parents, and I'm like,
Yeah. Oh my
Been there
gosh.
too.
where are you going? What does it mean? Like, when are you coming home? I'm 23. Like,
They're your
I
parents
may
again.
not come home. I'll see you tomorrow.
And when I'm not living at home, we're
Like
best
you wouldn't
friends.
even, you wouldn't even call me if I wasn't at home wondering where I was. But all of a sudden, I'm like
Exactly.
23 leaving, like, when are you coming home? And I'm like,
Yeah.
2 weeks. I'll see you.
Exactly.
But 23 is really young.
Girl, I was married and had a baby by the time I was 23.
Yeah, 23 to me is so young.
I got married at 21 and
I got married way too young.
I had my first baby. Well, he's not yet. I was 23 when I had him.
Yeah.
And he's 19. Yeah, he's 19 now. So
I still feel like if I had a child right now, I would be like a teen mom because I just feel like so young. My friends and I were talking about that because my friend's pregnant. She's due on the beginning of November. She's like, I feel like a teen mom walking around right now because we don't. I don't feel like I'm 29 years old, you know?
Well, it doesn't get better. I just turned 30 in June, and I'm like, how do people do that?
I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
I was a way better parent in my 30s. Like I had my last one when I was 40. So like I was a way better parent in my 30s than I was ever in my 20s. Yeah. So I would like
that's good to know.
Not that I don't want people to like some people are just born to have children young and that's but I can honestly say the parent
it's a struggle.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle.
And the parent that I am, I have a lot of regret from having a baby in my 20s because I didn't even know who I was. 30s I started to find now 40s are the shit. Like I love my 40s.
I love
I literally said I like from the time of having my first child at 23, like, and then having breast cancer, and then having 3 more babies
20s,
after that.
Man. That 20s, if you have kids in your 20s, like that 20s is like.
So now, like in my mid 40s, like I'm me. Like this is all me.
I feel the same way.
I will fully say that like 40s have been the best chapter yet.
Yeah.
So
I feel that way.
Take your time. You guys have time.
Yeah,
I
but
promise
if we have kids in our 30s, our 40s aren't going to be the same as yours.
True.
Because what's up,
girlfriend?
We're going to have like a
3-year-old. Better in your 30s than your 20s. I can guarantee you that.
Honestly, I have a 3-year-old. What are you talking about? Like my 40s, I have a 3-year-old. Like, but I will say, me as a woman and as a person, knowing who I am, I've given my body to so much in my 20s and 30s that now, like, number one, this is mine, and I'm like, I'm gonna get back to what I want it to be. But even emotionally, mentally, like, I know who I am in my 40s.
Like, what was that? I feel like that age where I knew who I was as a woman or began to was like 27. Was like my late 20s.
Was it?
Really?
Yeah, it was like
mine wasn't until my 30s.
It was my late 20s.
Well, my late 20s.
It was like I had like a light bulb went off. Yeah. Like this is what a woman is.
Okay, so we're closer in age, and you guys are close in age. Do you feel that like at 29 and 30, because I'm older than you, but we're closer in age. But so at the age of 29 and 30, can you honestly say, like, standing here now, that you know who you are as a woman, what you want moving forward? Like,
that's a good question. Do you want to answer first? That's
my answer.
Like, that's a great. Your answer is no.
Not yet.
So
no.
I'm like, I feel like every 5 years, especially every decade, I'm a new person. Completely. Like, old girl died completely. Maybe there's remnants of that person, but like,
maybe though.
Different.
Maybe because I had kids and everything.
Maybe.
At that age. I don't know. I just remember, I distinctively remember being 27 and it just hit me one day. Like, I'm like a grown woman.
I'm a grown-ass woman.
Yeah. And not to say that I just was like, okay, I know who I am at this age. Because no, I'm just becoming to know who I am at 42.
Oprah said her favorite age was 27.
Yeah, in my 40s, like, actually, I'm learning who I am.
We have our forever age. Yeah. What is your forever age?
I never came up.
You never came up. So mine's 36. Like, I'm forever 36. My kids think I turn 36 every single Saturday. Awesome. And I will say it was like that year was a very pivotal year for me. Yeah. Like, you know.
I think I said 39.
Was it 39?
Because I just started becoming into this age where I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I fully, like, how old am I? 43. 44. How old am I?
43.
43. So, see, that's what happens too. When you turn 40, you just don't give a fuck. And I'm 36 forever.
We're just here.
Because I'm 36. Because I'm literally in my head, like, I'm 36 forever. So I don't even keep track of my age. But I will say, it wasn't until my 30s that I fully felt defined.
Yeah.
You know, like, as a wife, as a mother, as my career.
My 30s was, like, so confusing.
Really? My 20s
I, like, went through my divorce in my 30s.
See, my divorce was in my 20s. So that makes sense, though.
Yeah, and then my kids were like teenagers, and it was just very confusing. But it was like once I got through that, I'll say like about 39-ish.
Yeah.
I started really just like enjoying life.
So we're gonna do this in
that was
10
after the
years.
divorce.
It's always after the divorce, girlfriend. In 10
that's amazing.
In 10 years, we're gonna come back, and Avery's gonna come back, and we're gonna ask you the same question because this podcast was really going on. And we're gonna ask you the same question now that a whole chapter has gone by.
Yes.
We'll see what your forever. Because I don't think
love
you
it.
even came up with your forever age, have you?
I don't think I hit my forever age
She don't think she
Yeah.
hit it yet.
I mean,
yeah.
if I had to say like my best year so far, it'd probably be like my mid-20s because
Yeah,
I went
for
out and I like
sure.
partied and like had fun.
Yeah.
And my parents too were really strict when I was young. I didn't even start drinking until I was 21.
Wow.
Like at all. I wasn't rebellious, you know, like I stuck to the script. Like I was scared of my parents.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say like my mid-20s so far, but I don't think I've hit that.
You don't hit
Yeah.
that. Do you
I don't
think?
think so
Do
either.
you think you have an age yet in your 20s that you can say would be? I don't even think a forever age in the 20s.
I don't think it would be.
I
in
was
the
going to say,
20s.
not that I don't think it's possible, because it may be because you guys are 29 and 30. So there may be a point. But I think once you guys go through your 30s, you're going to be like, this is
30s
this
is a whole
Yes.
different.
This is a whole different
I already
thing.
feel it. I went like for my birthday. I did like the death of my 20s. I had a
That's cool.
funeral. My friends
Oh,
showed up
that's
in all
cute.
black.
That's so awesome.
So we
that.
just like honored that whole
I like
decade.
that.
And then I went to Costa Rica like 2 days later and just had a ball. Like
I heard it gets better and better though.
Yes,
Well, that's
you
what
have-
Maya
it's like-
Angelou said.
you have
she
more
was
money.
like,
So
her 60s
I was
like
broke in my 20s.
right?
I was like,
She was like, she thought her 50s was good, but when she got in her 60s, she was like,
So
yeah.
it's, and I actually think I believe that, because like for Dominic, I'm the young mom. Like I had him at a young age. I'm the younger mom, which you're the young mom too.
Yeah.
So I was the young mom. Now, when Liam graduates high school, I'm gonna be the mom that they're gonna be like, "Are you grandma?
See,
or
I
are
don't
you
know what
mom?"
that feels
Same.
Like I'm literally, they're gonna look at.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be old mom.
You are not
I
gonna
have
be
a kid.
old mom. You are average mom. You will be average mom.
No.
I
It may be
will be
old
the mom that people are like. You're are you
category.
Old mom?
Yeah,
You are.
old mom. 30s are old moms.
Grandma, Oma.
Not for
I feel like 30s
because
are
the
old
reason why
moms.
this is why I'm telling you, because when we went on spring break, so we went on spring break, they do like group spring breaks now. Like it isn't like when we were younger and we are like, peace out parents, we're gonna go party our asses off for a week. Now the parents go on spring break, so we went to the Dominican. I was actually the younger mom. Most of the people are like late 40s, early 50s, which would make them in their 30s when they had their kids. So I think it's kind of average.
Okay.
Now, like I said, they're going to look at me and William and be like, are you guys grandparents or
But
parents?
do you actually know their age?
no.
Because I'm finding a lot
I'm
of these
gonna be
people look
almost
way older
60
than
when
what they
Liam
are.
graduates from high school.
But you're aging very well.
Well, I appreciate
Like,
that.
That's why I
wouldn't
said, do you
have
But I'm
actually
gonna go
know
to
their
spring-
age?
No,
Or
yeah,
do
'cause
they look that
No,
old?
because you become friends with them. Like, so all
Because
of
I
that.
literally saw this girl this was like over the weekend. She had like this shirt on that said class of 2013 or something.
That's me.
Stop
And she,
it.
to me, she looked like way older than me.
2012.
she looked older than you.
She looked like way
Dude,
older than me. I'm like,
wait,
how were
I've
you
been-
class of 2013?
No, I've been hearing these girls in high school look like they're in their 20s now.
It's crazy. 40s.
Honestly.
Hello, look at the stuff we were wearing. Zoe goes to school.
Those are grown.
Zoe goes to school, and I like number one. I'm blown away that the dress codes. Let's even start there. But Zoe is in 7th grade. She's in 7th and 8th grade. Girls, these girls are in crop tops. They are in crop tops and leggings. They are in shorts that they can't get any shorter unless your butt cheeks would be hanging out. It blows. I remember going to school and having to put my hands down at my side, make sure to touch.
Like
My dad wouldn't even let me wear those cute pink sweatpants with the PI. He's like, nobody
and the
needs to be
butt?
reading your butt. I'm like,
That's
reading
really-
your
that
butt.
pink?
Like, it's not
That's
like
what
that.
That is because William.
I wasn't allowed. I could never wear
He
those.
won't let
Yeah.
Zoe wear a 2-piece bathing suit. She has to wear like a 1-piece bathing. Even like some
Oh,
of
yeah, I
the
have
some
to
of the
too.
shorts that she walks out of the house with. I'm like, if you don't go get in the car, your dad's gonna make you change.
Yeah.
Like you better run to the car now.
Yeah.
But she's also 5'8.5" and she's 11. So
Wow.
it makes it difficult to buy clothes for her. But listen, these little girls. I would like. I got my clothes from Kmart when I was 11.
I remember
It's a different time.
It is
Hand-me-downs
I got
from my
hand-me-downs
neighbors.
too. We did too.
I shared
But
with
shoot, my kids had hand-me-downs. Like, I was cutting pants. Like, you better go cut some of them
Avery-
pants and get some shorts.
My Avery, like all her black leggings that don't fit, I'm cutting those off
Man,
because she's wearing
they
those
had
to
so many
cheerleading.
cut pants.
She's like, Mom, they're so short. I'm like, you're right. They just became shorts.
They be like, I need some summer clothes. You better go cut some of them pants.
Some of them jeans.
Oh my god! I would get clothes from the store like in high school because my parents were strict still about that in high school, and I'd put them behind like the bush.
Oh, it's too
You
funny.
were
On my
one of
way to
those-
school, I would just
and
grab
then
it
change?
from behind.
Where
the
did you
bush.
change at?
In the bathroom at school.
At school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
would
had,
leave
but
in
then
like
you had to
like
change
just
back.
baggier clothes, and then
Yeah.
I'd change it at school.
And then did you ever forget
I
to
changed
change back?
back. No.
Was there ever a time that you didn't
Because
forget?
I would get home like high school. You get out at like 2.
2, yeah.
My parents wouldn't get home till like 5, so I
Okay,
would play.
so you
Wait, did they
good.
ever find out that you did that?
Now they do.
They know now.
Gotcha.
So were your little okay? So if you like led by example, like were your little sisters rebellious too, or did they already know like
Yeah, no, they
Avery
watched
tried
me
it or
and
not?
they just got better at.
Oh.
They
better
tell me
at
all
it.
the time they did worse than me.
Yeah.
Do your
Yeah.
parents
and they
know?
no, they were angel kids. And I was like, I would have never done. And they were like, yeah, we just learned from you how to not get caught.
How to
And I was
not
like,
get
That's so funny.
Wow.
That's
that-
why I say, like, these
yeah.
kids are going to do what they want to do. Like,
They will.
regardless. You just won't know about it.
I'm not
You just
ready.
basically, I feel like, and I'm not a mom, but like, that's what scares me about like becoming one is like, what if you do all the right things and you,
You get it
arm
back.
them?
I'm going to let you know. like, you
yeah.
get it back.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't
everything that
scare
you
her.
do-
Don't scare her. She's not even a mom yet.
I'm just letting you know. Like,
Yeah.
you definitely
I
get
would.
it back.
That's a part of the fear.
And that's the part that I hate. It's like, you gotta go through that, though. Because it's like,
Yeah.
things that's happening, I'm like, I'm
really.
getting it back.
Yeah, you know, because even
Yeah.
my 11-year-old, like, Will yells at me. He's like, "Why are you arguing with an 11-year-old?" I'm like, "Because she's me.
Yeah, okay.
She is like the miniature version
Yeah.
of me.
You'll have
don't
like
even
this thought in your
understand.
head, like, oh my God, like, that's me.
Yeah, like
it'll
she,
just
like
go
she'll
back.
say stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, that was a good one. Don't ever say that again." But damn, good job, girl. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know what I
But
mean?
they think you don't know.
No.
It's like,
Yeah.
I was just your age, and it seems like yesterday.
So do you
Like, I
guys
was
know
doing the
stories
exact
about
same
your
thing.
parents? Like, do you know any stories about your parents? Or Avery, do you like stuff that? Oh, you
actually,
do.
I found out 2 years ago. My
2 years
whole
ago.
life, my parents had told me like, you know, go to college, get married, then have your kids. Like that's the way to
That was
do
the
it.
plan.
And I found out that they were actually pregnant before they were
Oh.
married, and they just kept it like a secret
Oh.
because they didn't want us to do the same thing and think
Yeah.
it was okay. Because I started putting it together, I was like, wait,
2 years ago?
yeah, 2
You
years
just
ago.
found out 2 years ago?
30. I was like,
See,
I watch just like so many things we don't know, like about our
oh,
parents.
100%.
my mom talks a little bit more now. Like she'll make like comments about stuff. Like she'll and I'm like, oh, did you really? Or like, oh, she'll.
I feel like it's like so many things I don't know about my
Yeah, I should
parents.
probably
Ask
interview
them.
them.
Interview
Honestly, I should probably
them.
interview
Do
them.
you?
Yes,
You
ask
should.
them like the dirty,
Bring them on
like
the
the
podcast.
stuff
We
that
should
they
like
won't.
bring our bring our
Such a good
parents on the
idea.
podcast.
We
So
need
you
to
don't know
do that.
anything like
Yeah.
about your.
I mean, I do, but like my parents, they were together when they were young. Like my
Yeah.
mom was, I think, a senior in high school. My dad's like 3 years older than her.
Oh, my mom tells me about skipping school. My mom used to skip school. Like, this is what my mom did. So, my mom is in her 70s, and they would put $1 of gas in the car.
$1.
Yes. Skip school. Now, mind you, think about how old she is and
Yeah.
how much $1 went.
Yeah, probably,
They
yeah.
would skip school and put $1 worth of gas in the car, drive until they ran out. And I'm like, and then what?
Then what? Right.
She's like, well, we'd walk to the gas station and get another $1 and go home. And I'm like, that's what you guys did when you skipped
And that was
school.
fun.
That was fun. Like, who
That's
does
what you
that?
have to look forward to.
You drive on $1 of gas.
I
the
wish.
whole day.
I wish I could drive on $1 of gas.
Right.
Yes, we ran out
Yes.
of gas. Now let's go put another
Now let's go
$1.
find a. I'm like, wow. I was like, my kids are
That's
not going to know
funny.
my story. That's the best story. That my
Just
or
tell
my-
them when they're
yeah.
older, like.
Or my uncle used to put my mom in the dryer.
Oh, I remember. I got in the dryer before.
Yeah. You've gotten in the dryer before?
Yeah, I was like 6. I got in the dryer
But
with
you
like my
can
best
die
friend.
in the dryer.
We got in the dryer.
Yeah, I was just thinking,
Rob,
like,
you
how
get
did
in the
you
dryer?
It was like, remember Troy? It was like me and Troy. We got in the
Rob,
dryer.
you turned it on? He said absolutely not.
You
Did
turned
you
it
turn
on?
it on? Oh my God,
I just
Tyra.
remember we was like 6 and we was like, let's get in the
my
dryer.
God.
tumble
And we just got in the
drying?
dryer.
Tumble dry.
You can't breathe. It gets hot.
I know.
I don't know.
I remember it being so
I've
fun
never
though.
gotten in the...
Yeah, we got in the dryer. It was like
my
me and my
God.
best friend at the time.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever gotten in the dryer.
I'm in. Let's do
She said,
I don't know
see,
where-
the rebellious one's like,
I don't know where that thought comes from. Like, let's get in the dryer.
I mean, you are right. You can suffocate. Like, it is a
Yeah.
true story. Like, that
You
is...
can't open the door in there.
We literally got in the dryer
Wait,
and
the
we
door
closed
shut
it.
and everything?
No, we closed it.
You just said that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My sisters pranked me to eat like lotion one time. They told me it was watermelon flavored
ew.
whipped cream.
Remember we used to make a
Ew.
secret potion?
You guys, you made a secret potion for what?
Yes, I used to make secret potions.
Mix a whole bunch of
I
stuff
did.
together.
I did.
And then you guys had to eat it?
No, we
No.
didn't ever like drink it or nothing. We would
this
like
is-
shake it up.
This is the thing I will say. I was an only child. I don't have these memories. So, like, listening to you guys, I'm like, you guys did what?
Yeah, it was so fun.
Like, I didn't have these memories. I don't have
we were like, let's
cousins.
make
I
a
don't.
secret potion.
I think that's why I had so many kids, because I don't have these memories, and I want my kids to definitely have these memories.
Yeah.
But I hope my kids never get in a dryer though, because that will be
We definitely got in the dryer.
Oh shoot, Avery, your cups leaking, girl.
this is a true story.
I told you guys.
Yeah.
I told you it was gonna happen.
Well, we lost our
Well,
iconic
we're
circle
the
cups
realest
too.
people in real estate.
We
so
are. This is
things
real.
happen.
This is like
Yes.
So we're
It's a
gonna
real spill.
we're gonna switch it up a bit.
Okay, what
Or
are
like change
Wrap
it
it
up. So we always ask people their craziest. So you're a loan officer. So tell us your craziest like mortgage story.
Oh my gosh, that's
Do you have one?
craziest mortgage story. Okay, I do have one.
Okay.
I do. So I obviously won't say the name, but so these clients, they were from Maryland, and they were buying a home for their elderly mother in Oak Park, and they had the whole transaction was just they fought me the whole way, right? Like sometimes people, they have a very, and it's understandable, right? Like people lost a lot of trust in the lending side of things after '08, and it's like that's why it had to be
didn't help.
regulated. Yeah, so it's not like we try to understand, but it's like nowadays it's so highly regulated. We get licensed, like everything's watched, like there's no fee that you can't disclose. Everything's just different. But they were from a different generation, so they just like tooth and nail all the way, right? Even the realtor like fought them the whole time. And we finally, right, we had restructured their loan probably 4 or 5 times at this point, which means when you restructure, you like change the rate, or you're changing something and then re-explaining, and it's just a whole thing, right? And your contract is 30 days, so these things take time. So it was a lot of pressure, just a lot of work that went into it. And because they were out of state, we had to schedule a notary and everything to go out there because we're in Michigan. About a week before, no, not even a week, 4 days before closing, we find out that the water heater and a couple other appliances got stolen out of the property. And me and the agent, it was just such a crazy transaction. All we did was laugh on the phone.
You're like, oh shit.
Because we were just
Who's
like,
gonna call? Not it.
of
Who's
course.
gonna call him?
Yeah, we were like, of course this happened on this transaction.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Like, this is hilarious at this point. So they decide to get what's called seller concessions from the other side, and just like to pay for. It was vacant for super long because they had taken so long to close because of all the restructures. And long story short, they get their concessions, they're moving forward, we set up the notary, they can't get there. Now the notary, they probably like stop working about 6-7 o'clock latest usually. But because she was a nurse, she had this weird schedule, so she like basically, we said we have to close this day. We are like, they will not
Right.
extend this again. The seller was pissed. And so they were like, okay, well, we can do 9 o'clock on this day.
PM?
9 p.m. Yeah. So the notary drove an hour to this closing to close.
You're lying.
And they sit down. They're about halfway through the paperwork, and the clients back out of the deal, and they said, yeah, I just don't think, because it got stolen, we just don't think it's safe for my mom to live there, so we don't want to do it.
Holy shit.
And they didn't move forward?
They didn't, after probably 2 months of being in this.
So did the real estate agent call them?
They definitely lost
The
their
real
earnest
estate
money
agent
deposit, I'm
was
sure.
beyond upset. I think we both took the weekend. And the crazy part was like, we pledged to work with you again. And I was like, there's nothing I want less than that. Like, please don't.
Please, yeah.
Take your pledge. I'm okay.
Holy
I'm
shit.
so
Like, that's
upset.
talking about 9th hour. Like, yeah, they
9
obviously
o'clock,
lost
the
them.
notary was pissed.
I would have been too.
I would have been pissed too.
Yeah.
I would have been.
Did they lose their earnest money deposit?
They had to have.
Honestly, yeah, probably.
I was gonna say, like, at that point, like, your EMD
They
is
probably could
gone.
have gotten sued after that.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah. That was
yeah.
probably like that was probably the craziest ride.
Yeah.
That was exhausting.
Do you know that you can sue your client? You can sue someone like that for like the cost of the property
time?
that they were gonna buy.
Well, like, what do you mean? Soon for what though? Like,
For like all the time wasted.
The
and
time?
Not
yeah,
that
that's like
low.
a binding
We don't get
contract.
anything.
Right.
Like a purchase
Yeah, we
agreement
don't
is a
get
binding
anything.
contract that you're signing to move forward with it.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
That's
someone
funny,
could
though.
take it that far to actually sue them
Yeah.
for the cost of the property.
Yeah, that can happen on the loan side of it. Like, yeah, we don't get paid till
Yeah.
it closes, and there's really no like
No one gets
protection
paid till it closes.
set up. Yeah, it's like if it falls through,
Yeah,
it's gone.
what
You're
it
done.
is.
Yeah, you're done.
But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
the seller could have sued them. For more.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know how it played out, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
I'd
would be done at
curious
that
to
point.
know.
Yeah, that'd be
Usually they just kind of let it go, but if
Yeah.
someone really wanted to take it,
like
that
for
far,
time
they
of the
could.
essence. Is that what
yeah,
you're saying?
like pretty much.
Just for everything, just
Yeah.
for not going through with the signed contract
Yeah.
for a deal, and like not for. They probably could have fought it like for the hot water tank and furnace or whatever being
Yeah.
stolen, but
Yeah, but you wouldn't wait until
Yeah.
after halfway signing. Like,
Signing,
you would
Yeah,
That's
why not
crazy.
tell us like the day before?
and then have someone come at 9 o'clock at night, like
from an hour away, dude.
and just
yeah,
be like,
that's crazy.
We were just like, yeah,
Yeah, I would be
was just
pissed off. I would like went off on them.
Otherwise, please lose my card. Don't call me again.
Change my number.
Change it right. Don't call me anymore.
I just called to let you know.
I have a couple words. Okay.
And so you had said this before, like when you had said that you would tell your younger self to sit your ass down. Like you pretty much
Yeah.
said that. But in bigger picture, if there was one thing now looking in your like you just turned 30, now looking at 30, like what would you tell your future self?
Ooh, I would tell
Future self?
Yeah,
or-
your future self. Because she said
Younger self.
that you said that you would tell your younger self. You said a little while ago to sit your ass down.
like, yeah.
So what if you looking
Oh, okay.
forward? What would you tell your future self?
That's
like
different.
I know.
Okay.
I switched
Interesting,
it
yeah.
up a little bit. Good job. Thanks.
future self.
Yeah. Like what would you?
I would say, good job. Keep going.
That's perfect though, because I think like all of us could look around and say like things that like our younger self we can always look back, but what would you
Yeah.
tell your future self?
That's a
like
good,
Yeah.
I'd have to think about, because younger self, I could write a book. Like,
Yeah.
here's what not to do, but younger self, definitely go with your gut. Like, if you have a bad feeling about things,
Yeah.
if you're around certain people and, if anything's holding you back, just like rid it out of your life. There's no point. It's
Yeah.
wasted time. And then it will make your future self very peaceful and
Yeah.
happy and
Do you feel like you have any regrets?
no, not really. Like I said, it's just, even with things that did not work out, there's always on the other side of the door something better. In
Yeah.
at least my case thus far.
Yeah.
There's either better opportunity, no shade, but like better people in my life. Like
Yeah.
it's just like,
Always like a learning lesson.
Yeah, to the
from
point
whatever.
where I like grieve for lesser time periods if something doesn't go my way, because I know that, like, I believe in God, but I do think that it's all in the plan. It's destiny.
We
Yeah.
need to do our life path number. We can do that after hours too.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
You know your life path.
Do you know
number?
your life path number?
Have you ever?
Oh, my
heard of
life
it?
path number? I did it one time. I can't remember the specifics of it, but I love that type of stuff. I was just in New Orleans like a couple weeks ago, and I did like readings and all that. I was like,
We talk about
just
that a
tell
lot.
me
We should
my
have talked about
future.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about your life path number
After hours.
after hour stuff. So I think we are at the point to wrap up. Are we close?
Yeah. Ty's
I
like,
know we could still keep talking.
yeah.
So we will.
tired.
Ty's like tired. So we'll go ahead and finish this after hours. But thank you so much for
Thank you
being
so
here. It's a
much.
pleasure.
Thank you
And
guys.
It was very fun.
it was fun.
It was. You guys
You
are
have
awesome.
like a very great energy.
Yeah.
That you brought to
It's
the
a vibe.
podcast.
we thought you lost. We lost you.
We
in the
thought we
beginning.
lost you. We were very worried. We thought we lost
Yeah.
I got towed. I'm just gone.
Yeah, we were like, we actually sent people looking for you because we were very concerned something happened.
No, yeah, I think I just miscommunicated it because I was like, I gotta go move my car. But then I think you guys, I don't know.
We thought you
but-
would change.
We just thought, yeah,
I did that.
she did that too. But
We was
yeah,
like, it doesn't take that long
like, wow,
to
is
change.
she okay?
What's going on?
She like did not like
She
our
found
vibe,
it.
and she found.
No, we thought, I'm not gonna lie.
knew
The
it.
minute we thought you
We
might have
thought
ghosted
about
us,
that,
because I was like, did she take all of her stuff?
We was like, this is a first.
She left. This
This
is the first
on the
that's ever happened.
podcast. Someone
She
just
bounced.
dipped on us. Like,
We've never had that happen
Never.
before. We were worried. So thank you for coming back.
Thank
though.
you guys.
Yeah,
It was
You guys
great.
are
You're
awesome.
for coming back.
Thank you for coming back.
Honestly, you guys are awesome.
It was a great podcast.
Good vibes. Yeah.
all right.
Thank you guys for tuning back into the Real People in Real Estate. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
I got
My introduction.
Do the introduction again.
Why? What
All of
happened?
us?
We're late on this side.
Oh, my
Oh, okay.
goodness.
Oh.
A couple